Today feels unusual. I can sense subtle tension in the air, even before anyone speaks. People seem warm with each other, but when I step in, the energy changes. I feel invisible. Their smiles fade the moment I approach. I realize this is intentional distance. They avoid eye contact when I speak, checking phones or staring away. It's a silent message of disrespect. I share an idea and it's ignored. Later, someone else says the same thing and gets praise. I hear whispers about me behind my back. Subtle digs plant doubt, but I stay composed. I share good news, but the reaction feels forced. My happiness highlights their discomfort. It becomes clear, this is about them, not me. They project their struggles onto me. I move forward without looking back. Leaving negativity behind is my conscious choice. My energy stabilizes. Calm becomes part of me, and silence turns into strength. I take a deep breath and center myself. I refuse to let others' behavior affect my peace. Observing quietly, I notice their reactions reveal more about them than me. I remind myself that my presence is not the problem. Their insecurity is. When I stay calm, I feel more powerful than their attempts to unsettle me. Even in silence, I assert my confidence. No one can take that from me. I focus on my own growth rather than the chaos around me. I notice subtle cues, but I no longer take them personally. Every dismissive glance or ignored word becomes a lesson in patience. I walk through the space with poise, unaffected by their attitude. I trust my instincts and know my value, even if others do not acknowledge it. I stay grounded, refusing to mirror their negativity. Even when excluded, I hold my head high. My confidence is unshakable. I observe how they respond to others and realize their coldness is specific to me. I remember that seeking approval from insecure people is pointless. I focus on what I can control, my reactions and my growth. I remind myself that their dislike is a reflection of their struggles, not my worth. When they try to diminish my presence, I stay composed. I use their discomfort as motivation to strengthen myself. I cultivate inner peace that no external negativity can shake. Even small achievements feel rewarding because they are mine. I celebrate victories internally without needing recognition from those who resent me. I acknowledge my success and feel no guilt for their discomfort. I stay authentic, refusing to change for the sake of their approval. I let go of the need to explain myself or justify my actions. I keep moving forward, knowing that their opinions cannot block my path. I take quiet pride in staying true to myself, even when others judge. I protect my energy and choose when and with whom to engage. I cultivate resilience, knowing that emotional strength comes from within. Even subtle attempts to unsettle me become fuel for my personal growth. I focus on clarity, keeping my mind free from unnecessary worry about others. I maintain calm and composure, letting my presence speak for itself. I begin to notice how staying calm slowly changes the energy around me without effort, revealing who feels comfortable and who feels unsettled by silence. I stop forcing conversations and allow moments to exist naturally, even when the quiet feels heavy to others around me. The absence of my reactions makes some people uneasy, and that reaction alone tells me everything I need to know. I move through familiar spaces with less urgency, no longer rushing to explain myself or justify my presence. When conversations feel distant, I remind myself that emotional coldness often reflects internal struggles, not personal failure. I let awkward pauses remain untouched, understanding that not every silence needs to be filled with words. The more grounded I become, the more I see how others rely on chaos to feel in control. I stop adjusting my tone and behavior just to make others feel comfortable around my confidence. There is power in remaining composed when subtle tension tries to provoke a response from me. I recognize that withholding reactions often exposes intentions more clearly than confrontation ever could. Instead of internalizing strange behavior, I step back and observe it with emotional detachment. That distance allows me to protect my peace without becoming cold or resentful toward anyone. I realize that true confidence doesn't announce itself, it quietly maintains its balance. When acknowledgement doesn't come, I no longer feel the urge to chase validation. I begin trusting my inner stability more than external approval or shifting social dynamics. People reveal themselves when they realize I'm no longer affected by subtle disrespect. I choose patience over impulsive reactions, knowing silence often speaks louder than defense. My calm presence becomes a mirror, reflecting unresolved emotions others try to avoid. I stay authentic even when it creates discomfort in environments built on comparison. I learn that growth naturally changes how certain people interact with me. Not everyone knows how to coexist with someone who is emotionally grounded. I stopped shrinking myself to maintain harmony that was never mutual. The clarity I gain feels peaceful rather than dramatic or overwhelming. I remain kind without offering unlimited access to my energy. Boundaries form quietly when I stop over-explaining my intentions. I notice how inner strength feels steady, not loud or aggressive. I allow distance to exist without labeling it as loss or rejection. My focus shifts toward consistency instead of temporary acceptance. I stop measuring my worth through reactions that are rooted in insecurity. Remaining calm becomes my strength when situations try to pull emotion out of me. I no longer feel responsible for how others interpret my silence. There is freedom in letting people believe whatever aligns with their perspective. I carry myself with quiet assurance, even when attention fades away. I accept that not everyone grows at the same emotional pace. Stability feels unfamiliar to those who thrive on emotional tension. I move forward without needing closure from people who never understood me. Peace replaces confusion when I stop questioning my own perception. I stay present instead of replaying conversations that hold no value anymore. The more centered I feel, the less external behavior affects my mindset. I continue forward calmly, knowing my worth. I begin to feel lighter as I stop carrying expectations from people who were never capable of offering genuine understanding. The moment I detach emotionally, situations that once felt heavy suddenly lose their power over me. I realize that peace doesn't come from fixing dynamics, it comes from stepping out of them entirely. I move through interactions with awareness instead of anticipation, letting outcomes unfold naturally. When responses feel distant, I no longer chase clarity that isn't meant to be given. I understand that some people communicate discomfort through silence rather than honesty. Instead of filling the gap, I allow their silence to speak for itself. That choice helps me stay grounded rather than emotionally reactive. I notice how confidence feels steady, not loud or attention-seeking. I stop overanalyzing expressions, tones, and pauses that don't deserve my energy. The need to be liked slowly fades as self-respect takes its place. I become comfortable being misunderstood by those who never tried to understand me. My focus shifts from external validation to internal alignment. I trust my instincts when energy feels off, without needing proof or confirmation.
Distance stops feeling personal once I recognize emotional immaturity in others. I allow myself to disengage without guilt or explanation. Some connections naturally dissolve when growth happens, and that's okay. I stop negotiating my worth in environments that thrive on comparison. Remaining calm becomes easier when I no longer feel the need to defend myself. I observe behavior instead of reacting to it emotionally. That awareness gives me clarity rather than confusion. I no longer mistake familiarity for loyalty or comfort. I choose emotional stability over temporary belonging. My presence becomes quieter, but my confidence grows stronger. I let go of the urge to correct assumptions that were never mine to manage. Peace becomes my priority, even when it creates distance. I stop forcing alignment where values clearly differ. I respect myself enough to walk away mentally, even if I stay physically present. My reactions become intentional rather than automatic. I feel more in control when I choose calm over confrontation. I accept that some people only feel safe around those they can influence. I remain authentic, even if it disrupts unspoken expectations. I stop adjusting my energy to fit environments that feel restrictive. Self-trust deepens when I stop doubting my own experiences. I move forward without resentment, carrying lessons instead of emotional weight. The clarity I gain feels quiet, stable, and deeply grounding. I no longer fear being excluded from spaces that never nurtured me. I stay centered, even when dynamics subtly shift around me. Growth feels lonely sometimes, but it always feels honest. I continue forward with calm certainty, knowing I'm aligned with myself.